Hello again everybody, welcome back to LilyLuLou. My name's Karen, I'm the Junk Journal Geek, and a warm welcome whether you are a new visitor or you are returning. Thank you for joining me today. So I'm going to do some more bits with used envelopes today. These all had junk mail in them, so I've taken out the insides. I want to make a pocket with a window in it for the autumn journal that I started working on the other day. I think you've seen one or two videos, one video so far with this, not sure. So I'm going to do a pocket for that journal out of a window envelope. So I'm going to just trim this down a little bit so that it will fit on my page. So there's about 3/4 of an inch on that side of that window. Oh, I do apologise for Max. He's out in the garden. I thought he'd be quiet, but obviously not. Sorry about that, I'm back again. Somebody had the absolute audacity to walk past. I mean, how very dare they? Right, I was trying to trim this down to size, wasn't I? So I said it was about 3/4 of an inch. So just put a little mark there. It doesn't have to be, you know, completely exact. I'm trying to use my board to find roughly where to cut this, because I can't be bothered to go and get the big chompy chopper out. So, and for anybody who doesn't know what a big chompy chopper is, it's the guillotine. Right, so about there should do it, I think. My knife. Okie dokie. So we're actually going to get 2 pockets out of that, because we can use this piece as well for something. I'll pop that up there for now. So let's see how this would look on a page. Oh yes, we can have a nice big pocket on there. So what I'm going to do is do a bit of collage on there to cover it. I'm going to stick it on the page, so I don't need to worry about the back. I want something pretty on the inside there. Now I had those misprinty bits. Is there enough in here that we could do something with? Yep, I think I'll just pop that in the back there, because it's not going to be much good to anybody else. It's all screwed up and yucky. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue stick. I don't need to worry about going all the way down and all the way round. Just really making sure I've got the edges done. And let's pop it in that way. Like that. And that will also help to strengthen it as well. You can see I had a nightmare this piece of paper. For some reason it got chewed up in the printer, which hardly ever happens on the printer I have now. On my old printer, not my last printer, but the one I had before that, papers were always getting chewed up. But with this one, very, very rarely happens, but it did on this occasion. I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue under this flap here. Although this is the back, it's going to be stuck down completely. I just want to make sure that that is absolutely secure. So we don't need fancy scissors. I was making some faux postage stamps the other day and I was using those scissors, and I haven't put them away since. Oops. So much for my nice neat cutting. I've just cut the actual envelope as well. Right, so we've got something covering the inside, so obviously when you put things in the pocket, you'll see this paper at the back rather than, you know, messiness. Just making sure this is properly glued, because it felt a bit lumpy there, but I think it's just where all this stuff was on it. Now, do I want something peeking out of the envelope for when it's empty? I've got these autumn gnomes that I think are really cute. I'm going to use these in the journal as well, and I thought we could have one sitting either inside the envelope so that there's something pretty to look at when the pocket's empty, or put it on the outside. That's not an awfully big window when you have it that way. The only one that would probably work, no, we're going to lose too much if we put him inside, so we'll have him probably on the outside when we finished covering the envelope. So I've got another piece of rubbishy printing here, so let's start covering. I haven't done this for a long time. I want to get my book to put under here. It's not a very big glue book, but it's what I'm using at the moment. It's what I have to hand, so we'll make it work. Right, so it's again, that's upside down, Karen, that's not good. Let's pop that bit there. I hope I'm not sticking my head under the camera. I want to go up a little bit because I want to cover up the curved edges, otherwise it would be too tricky to try and hide those. And what I forgot to do before I stuck that, need to ink the edge. Just in case we see anything peeking through. And then let's do some ripping. We'll have a ripping time. So how are you all? I hope you're all well. I'm going to leave that because when I finished, I think I'm going to fold these over. Hope I'm not coming off camera. To close that edge where I cut it open to start. That doesn't look very straight on there, but never mind. It's collage, isn't it? So we'll have a bit of that, and what else have I got? Should we have some of what we've put behind to tie it together, or will that blend in too much? No, that blends in too much. Don't want that. Now I've got, where were my extra sheets? Oh, I know what I was going to use. I was going to pop some music paper in these as well. That's too thick. Just bear with me, I'm going to grab another pack of music paper. Back again. I remembered I've got this hymn book, and I thought we might be able to use something that's maybe harvesty, harvest festival type things. Even if I use something out of here for the journal card that I will put in here. So I'm just flicking through to see what we've got. I have got some pages, loose pages already here. Here we go. Harvest, harvest. I know when you're using stuff like this, you know, music pages and you're doing collage, you often can't actually see what you've used in the end anyway. But I do like to tie everything in when I'm making a journal. I can't find the middle of this signature. There it is. Right, I wonder if I can get in there. Actually, the snips will probably be better for that. No, that's not the centre of the signature, Karen. That is. I don't really mind if I damage these papers because, as I say, I usually use these for pages for collaging and things anyway, so it's hard to get in there when it's a big, thick book. And the book is actually falling apart in some places. And you won't believe it, when you're trying to, you know, take out the bits you want, you can't actually, you can't get there. See, that page is torn already. So we've got a harvest there, a harvest there. I'll just rip that. So we've got a few music papers there. Sorry for knocking the camera and piling my books up on one side. Also, there was a dictionary page floating about in there as well, so we can use some of that. Holy Matrimony, that would have been good in the wedding journal I was making, engagement journal for my daughter, and I made one as a wedding gift for somebody else. Right, what are we going to do here? I wonder how much of that we could get on there. Let's rip some of that off. Oops. I thought that raggedy old edge there might be quite nice going along that side. Then we could fold that over to close that there. So let's have a little bit of ink on here. Might go all the way up, don't know. Let's put some glue on here. Oh, I've moved my glue book. Oh, excuse me. I'm getting a bit of a cold. The last couple of days I have just been a bit under the weather. I'm okay, I don't feel ill or anything, I just know I'm getting a cold, you know. Right, I'm going to rip that there. Let's make sure we've gone under there completely. I haven't missed any bits. And did we go all the way up? Yes, we did. So that can go up there. I'll cut these off probably when I finished. Now, should we have another bit of music on the other side? Oh, we could just use that, couldn't we? Use that up. Oh, actually, I can't tuck that under because it's going round and I forgot to ink the edge of that page. I just like, you know, to finish it off. If it's going to be visible, then this one I might tuck under here, I think. feel like I'm coming further and further down here, so I hope I don't keep going off screen. It's annoying, isn't it, when you're watching someone and then you can't see what they're doing all of a sudden. And I want something different at the top. Shall we have some dictionary page, or shall we find some more kit page? This feels like it's 2 pages. Doesn't seem to be. Don't know about that. Now I did have the other kit that I'm going to use. I did accidentally print an extra page or 2. Where have I put it? Because it would be nice to add that in here, and then it's beginning to tie the kits together. Although there's going to be plenty more in here to do that, so I don't need to worry too much. But if I had it to hand, which I thought I'd plonked it on my desk, but it does not seem to be the case. Bear with me, I'm going to rummage. Right, I found it. So let's rip off this white edge, and we'll use a little bit of this. You'll see more of this kit in upcoming videos. I haven't actually started working with it yet. Just wondering if I should have used a different, mind you, I'm using this because it was an extra page. I was just wondering if I should have used a different colour page, if it's going to be too much orange. And by the time we've got the stuff in there and we've decorated and what have you, I'm sure it will be fine. So we'll have that little bit going across there. So let's, I'm going to rip that there because I'm going to, go away pen, I'm going to cut these edges afterwards anyway, trim them down. I'll have some right, yes, I'm hiding that edge of that music paper, but I don't mind that. You can see it by the window anyway, so. And I think this is too delicate. Oh, goodness me. This is too, oh no, actually it will lift. Or maybe I will tuck it under then. Ha-ha. She says, come on, in you go. I will get it in there. Okay. I liked this edge, so I'm happy that that's showing. Right, let's just take some of this extra off, and then we'll see what we need to do. So we'll need some more glue here. Stick that back down. Oh, now I've got glue on the front piece. Mucky pup, Karen. I want to be glued right to this edge. Yep. Right. So now I'm going to pop this edge down here. That's my washing machine singing to me in the background, if you can hear that. But I'm also going to put a little bit of art glitter glue on the inside. Am I sticking my head in the camera? I'm sorry if I am. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I'm closing the envelope with some art glitter glue, not relying just on the folded over paper, because this is quite a heavy envelope and some of this paper, particularly this hymn book paper, is quite delicate. So I'm just going to make sure that that is actually held down. And then I'm going to glue with my dauber. I don't think so, Karen. I'm also going to wrap around the paper on the other side, even though that edge is already closed. Just A, it gives a nicer finish to that edge, and B, it's going to be hidden anyway, so you're not going to see it. Once I have stuck it down into the journal. So then what I need to do is take off these top pieces. Shall I cut them or shall I tear them? Decisions. Shall we have a go at tearing and see what happens? Where is my... There it is. I just want to gently give this a bit of extra pressure. Just to make sure everything is actually stuck down as well as it possibly can be. So that's how that is looking at the moment. Put a little bit of ink down this edge and along the bottom. Up this edge. And then we want a little notch in the top, so that we know it is in fact a pocket. And guess what? Oh, there it is. I was going to say I can't see my circle punch. So I'm just going to put a little notch in the front here. I always seem to make a mess when I'm collaging. My work never seems to look neat to me. Like, I see other people collaging, particularly Carol. That's Carol Laws. I watch when she collages her envelopes and they all look really neat and tidy, and mine just seem to look a mess, but ho-hum. Right, now I wanted one of these little fellows on the front. Not sure which one would look best. Obviously it would help if I knew which page I was going to pop these in, which I don't at the moment. Let's have a look. If you're wondering where these are from, these little gnomes, they are from the Clip Art Club, which is a new, it's been introduced from the Digital Collage Club that I've been a member of for years. They've added a new service called the Clip Art Club, and this comes from there. I'm going to try, I think I'm going to try this little man with his pumpkins. see if I can, I'm not going to do a proper fussy cut. I'm going to leave a little bit of a border and then just ink it, because otherwise I'll be here all day trying to cut this out, and I'm filming, so I don't want that to happen, and it would be painful to watch. And then I thought I'd take the word harvest from one of those hymn book pages, and we'll pop that on here somewhere as well. I hope you can't hear my tummy rumbling. Yes, I feel very coldy today. I did have a sore throat the other night, but that's gone now. And my nose is a bit bunged up. I don't actually feel ill, I just don't feel right. So I'm hoping it's just like showing itself and then it's going to disappear again and not actually, you know, become a full-blown cold. I'm just hesitating as I'm doing this. I'm wondering whether to cut these pumpkins out separately so that I can arrange them differently on the pocket, or whether to keep it all as one piece. Right. Yeah, I want him sort of there and this pumpkin goes over the edge. I wonder if that would still happen once it's on the page, or if it would go into the gutter of the page. Where's my, that'll do. If that was on there, if I stuck that down, we could have that little pumpkin protruding, but I think it might be a bit too close to the edge. So I am going to separate this one pumpkin she says. Ooh, it's very close, very close. I know why my tummy's rumbling. I just popped out before I put this video on because I needed some more milk. And while I was in there, they just popped some fresh baguettes on the shelves, you know, still warm. So obviously I had to grab one of those as well. Can't resist bread. I love bread. I've just left it on the kitchen table while I come to do this, and I can smell it. And it's not really anywhere near lunchtime, but my lunch is calling me. Now I want to put just a little bit of just a touch of ink on the thing as well to make sure it's not too stark white. And then this little pumpkin, tidy up his edges. This little leaf as well. And maybe, should we have it here? or here. I might pop it down here. Pop that down there. And then, where was my harvest word? Maybe I need to do this pumpkin as well before I forget. And then I think I want to layer up that word. And then I don't know whether to have it down here or up here. I feel like this is too much, just expanse of orange up there, so it might be worth popping it up there. Put it here. I want something else in there, something lacy maybe. Might be too pink. Don't see anything else in there that would work. Oh, that's going to go nice in this journal. What have we got in here? No, nothing in there. I'm just going to grab my box of oh, hang on. A piece of calico or linen or whatever this is. Is that too solid? Maybe we could just have that at the bottom. Peeking out. Yes, I might use that. So let's try, the top edge is a bit solid. How much of this are we going to want? Just a little bit for fluffing. Oops. Can we fluff it? Yes, we can. That's better. Oh, I've lost my pumpkin. Right. I need to tear that edge, don't I? The rest are torn and that one's still completely straight. And then I need to put a little bit of gold on here somewhere. I'm going to be using gold in this journal as well. What did I make the other day? I did something with gold. I don't know if that was on camera or not. So I think I'll pop a little bit of gold around here. Is this working? Does it need? Probably needs another little dab. I love this gold, but I do tend to get it absolutely everywhere. And I have to be careful not to go overboard and use too much of it, because it's nice to have a little touch, but then, you know, if you go mad. Right, I think that's okay. So let's pop our little man down, our little harvest gnome. Sorry, I'm just wondering where to stand him so that he actually looks like he's standing on something. And then we want our little pumpkin, our extra pumpkin. So this just shows, you know, when you've got digis, you don't have to use them as they're presented to you. See, I've cut this pumpkin off and rearranged it, you know, using it elsewhere. So you can make the digis work for you. They're just a starting point. So that's him on there. And then for these other bits, I'm going to use the art glitter glue. Trying to make sure I get right to the edges, because this paper's delicate. If it lifts, it's going to get damaged. Whereas the edges of the linen, yeah, it's quite nice if they're not glued, they'll fray a little bit more. And it, you know, gives a bit of movement in the project. And that is not straight at all. It's slightly better. I'm going to pop that there, and then I think I still do need something down here. But I'm not sure what. Oh, I know, I've got some leaves somewhere from last year. I wonder if one of those would go on there. Sorry, I'm going to put you on pause again. It's very annoying, isn't it? Right, I've got a couple of tubs here. One's got my leaves in, the other one's got some tickets in. I thought they might work in this project. Don't need flowers. I feel like I should have put one of these under there, but it's a bit late now. I think they're too big. Sorry about that. Somebody walked past again. Yeah, I was fiddling about here, trying to find something for the leaves too big, so I could cut one up. I feel like it needs something. I like the colour of that, but I feel like it needs something that's sort of round rather than square, because we've got, you know, it's all very square. So I decided I think I need one of my button flower thingies, but I can't find them, so I'm going to make one. So we'll cut. I've got my flower punch. I mean, I have done this on camera before, so if you've been here a while, you may have already seen these, but if not, you're seeing how I make them. So we want a couple of flowers, and again we're going to want a little bit of inking on the edges, and again I think I want a little bit of gold on these as well. And I had just, funnily enough, come across that orange embroidery thread as I was rummaging there looking for lace or something, so we've got that to hand to use. So which one do we, oh, let's put a bit of gold on as well. It's not really noticeable, but it just, you know, catches the light now and then as you're moving the journal around. So then we would need a button, and that's something I'm definitely not short of. This is a new tin of buttons, because obviously I was running low. So what sort of colour do we want? I could dull it down, or we could brighten it up. Can't see, can you? Yes, this tin of buttons was in the charity shop a couple of weeks ago, and I walked past it. I was very good, and my husband said, "Are you not going to buy those buttons?" And I said, "No, I've got loads of buttons. I'm being good. I'm going to resist." So he bought it. He knows how much I love a button. And actually, I found some real treasures in here. When I got it home, I hope you can hear me over this rummaging. When I got it home and I went through it, there was all military badges in here as well, which I've got to sit and investigate, research. So that was rather fun. You never know what you're going to find in, you know, when you come across tins like this. Right, there's a few different options. I was looking for something sort of like the colour of his hat to maybe bring that into the main. I think that matches his jacket. Let's see what we can use out of that lot. What would look best? So we have the yellow. That looks sort of like another pumpkin then. Don't think we want red. Let's take the red out. That's sort of an orangey red. No, don't want that. Do we want this green? to sort of tie that in. I'm not sure about that. Got a different green there. That sort of goes with his hat, so that's a possibility. Or we could have the bluey one that sort of goes with his coat. I'm hesitating now because then we've got nothing of that colour up there. Although when I put a tag in, we could put something on the top of that to tie it in. So let's have a maybe. This one brings in, you know, the inking and the background print. That does the same. I think this one's going to disappear too much, although that might be nice then with the orange thread. If we have, let's see what I normally do with these. We have these one on top of the other, and then we have a button in the middle, and the thread in the middle, holding it all together. So let me just snip a little bit of this. Just to help audition. So normally I just make these en masse and then I just pick the one that looks best. I don't normally make them for a specific project. That brightens the whole thing up, but I'm not sure if that's too much with the yellow or the orange. Not sure about that. Not sure about that. I think it's going to be one of these, you know. I think I'm going to go with that one, and be a little bit subtle. And see how we go. I don't need all of these strands. One, oops, two. You have 2 strands or 3? Might go for 3, as we've gone for subtle with the button. Go a bit more layering with the thread. My fingers have got glue on them. Right. So good boy, Max. That was good. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I feel like today's video is going to be about 7 pieces long. That was somebody who was lost, a delivery man, looking for a house. It says it's in our road, but it looks like the address is a new build on a new estate, and there are so many of them around here. Can't keep track of what they're all called, so I wasn't really able to help him. I mean, I've pointed him in the direction of the 2 closest new estates, because it did have this postcode, but that, you know, literally along this road there must be, I'm not exaggerating, there must be 15 different estates of houses going up. So very difficult to keep track of them all. And he was saying the sat nav doesn't recognise it because it's new, so he can't find it. Right, I'm going to start from the front because I'm going to tie the thread off at the front when I finished, so it looks sort of like stamens. Now I just want to try and arrange these in a pleasing manner. we will, you know, when we've finished, fold them up a bit. And these, and because I do these like this by hand, they never come out sort of straight. But then I think I'm making a flower. It's nature. Nature isn't straight either. Nature's always a little bit wonky. I hope I've left enough here to tie this off at the end. It's always a bit tricky to come back through the right hole. So I've just gone, you know, up and down through each hole in the centre of the button. Now I'm going to come up in the one, she says, opposite where I started. And then I just, you know, tie these in a knot. Which is easier said than done. Why am I having trouble tying these in a knot? One, two, and then I just trim these off. And try and sort of separate them all a bit. You know, it's a bit like lily stamens then. And then I just sort of gently manipulate these up a little bit and these down a little bit, just to give it a bit of movement. And then I'm going to use art glitter glue on the back of this, just in the middle. So again, the edges are free. I'm just going to plonk that down there. And then I'm going to call this video done for today, because it has been a bit bitty. And thank you for bearing with me if you're still here. I hope you like what I've done. Let me know in the comments, and I'll be back again in a few days with another instalment. In the meantime, thanks for joining me. Look after yourselves, take care, and enjoy your own crafty time. Bye.